Hey everyone, being in the career space and helping students to attain job readiness and to future proof their career, I felt that this is important for me to record my journey so that you can relate it to yourself. And my name is Shyam. I'm a hyper growth career coach and the founder of Job Readiness Hub. I help students and professionals early in their career to attain career niche clarity with the trending skills to thrive in the future of work. This video is more about myself, how I have sustained back then the Great Recession in 2009 and even now this pandemic. The kind of different career paths that I have explored, completely new journeys that I have discovered. So I felt that it's very important for me to walk you through my journey on how I had been able to successfully migrate different domains, different functions, different roles in different varied organizations of varied sizes. How I had been able to successfully sustain and future-proof my career, and what I'm doing today to help thousands of students to attain job readiness and to future-proof their careers. So let's get into my journey. I hope that you would enjoy this. So as you could see on the screen, my journey so far, I would like to split it into 7 phases. So the first phase is when I want to talk about where I was born, my background, my family, etc. So I was born in a place called Trichy, Tiruchirappalli. It's a city in Tamil Nadu state in India. My dad was serving BHEL. So I was born in BHEL hospital, and I was brought up in the BHEL campus, and then I grew up there. And like everyone or most of you, my dad has been my superhero. The reason being for me is because my dad is not educated much, and he made sure that he kept saying that I didn't have that privilege or the because of the circumstances that he couldn't go through a formal education system, but he definitely wanted his kids, both me and my sister. I have a younger sister, so he gave us the best. And being a canteen supervisor, and without an education, so he was just a canteen supervisor in BHL, and he raised us with due respect. I really look up to him, hats off to him, because he has given us everything that we needed in our life today, and education is one such backbone of any individual that will help you stand amidst any crisis. Trust me, and he has given us that. So this was my first phase, and the second phase I wanted to talk about is my engineering degree. I was the first gen engineer or a degree holder in my family. So my engineering journey, I would like to break it down into 3 phases just to help you understand more about myself. So I'm not a great student in terms of studies. I'm just an average student. My day 1 to college is still a memorable day for me, because I was not a great scholarship student, average student, and I didn't get a free seat to my engineering, so I had to go through the payment seat route. And after the counseling, there was a stipulated time that we need to go and make the payment so that we secure the seat. And day 1 to my college, we, when I say we, both, my parents and me, we had to go visit the college and make the payment fees, right? So we had to take 2 buses from BHL to one to the junction, and then from junction to the college. So we had to take 2 buses, and halfway is when we realized that we had been pickpocketed. So we lost the money, and that was not a small money though. That was my educational fund that my dad had saved for a long time, and we lost it in the bus, in the journey. We went to the college and we said that this is what has happened, and we would like to request some more time. We came back. My dad immediately did whatever he could do, sold our land, one of the lands that we had back then, and it's again his hard-earned earnings. That's why I still remember those old days. Yeah, I managed to get into the engineering college back then, and I pursued my electronics and instrumentation engineer. And the second phase was, or the second instance of my engineering is, I'm a batch of 2002 to 2006. So I graduated in 2006, and if I'm not wrong, 2001, 2002 is when the Anna University affiliation came into the picture. All the engineering colleges in Tamil Nadu came under the umbrella of Anna University. So they took over, and there were a lot of challenges, and those were the days where everybody had backlogs, and first couple of years was a struggle. Managed to pass out in 4 years, completed my engineering, and came out. The third phase was, I'm a batch of Shiva, if you know Shiva Karthikeyan, who is a successful actor now in the Tamil South Indian film industry. So we are batchmates from JJ College of Engineering and Technology. The reason after my 12th I chose JJ was there was NIT Trichy. BHL is pretty close to NIT Trichy, but I didn't score that well to get a seat or secure a seat for myself in NIT. So the reason why I chose JJ CET was JJ College was the only college back then at that point of time which encouraged culturals, which encouraged fine arts, and it allowed students to bring out their talents, go out, participate in different inter-college cultural festivals, and we have done a lot of that. So I was also a part of a small team of fine arts within the college. So that's how we associate very well. So Shiva was very talented back then with his mimicry and all of that. I'm also a batch of Arun Raja Kamraj, who is a lyricist and a vocalist now. Also a batch of Santosh Narayanan is my senior. I'm a batch of Dibu Niran Thomas, who is also a music director. So back then, good old days. So this has been, right when we lost the money, I was very, very particular that I need to get into a good job. Like the day I finish my exams, I need to land in a job, and I need to get into a high-paying job. Because of the pickpocket instance that happened in my life, I was very, very clear that I need to start earning money as soon as possible and also help my parents. So I successfully graduated, and then this was my engineering days. Coming to the third phase of my life, after I graduated out of my engineering college, I had no career clarity. I absolutely had no career clarity. I just took up the role which came my way, and I happened to come across. And that itself was a challenge. The day I wrote my final exams, the same night I took my bus to Chennai, from Trichy to Chennai. And the next day I joined a company which is a BPO. I was selling credit cards in the US. Major challenge. They put me back-to-back trainings, while other batchmates could proceed and hit the floor. Right? You can't go hit the floor. You first join the organization, undergo the training program, and then is when you hit the floor. I was put back and forth in the training modules because of weeks after weeks. Because number one is I couldn't speak fluent English. Back then, I couldn't understand what the audio or the video is saying, because I'm trying to sell credit cards back then in 2006 to the US people sitting in Chennai. So it was a BPO, right? So I couldn't understand the accent of those people back then. So I really struggled, and then I finally hit the floor. I was successful, but then I really figured out that it was all night shift. It was all upside down for me personally, because we end up sleeping the whole day, and we live in a hot city like Chennai, and you sleep the whole day. And though the salary was good, comparatively better than any other fresher jobs, but still I thought that this is not my cup of tea. And then I realized that I decided that I have done my instrumentation engineer. So let me get back to my core job of electronics and instrumentation. Again, with my superhero dad's help, I joined a paper manufacturing plant back there in Tamil Nadu, not in Chennai. So I took up the instrumentation role, looking at the flow meters, looking at the thermal sensors, looking at the readings of various instruments in the field, both power plant, the paper plant, and all of that. And then I started thinking that, okay, what's my future up there? So when I looked up seniors and super seniors, I quickly realized that this is not the lifestyle that I wanted to have. Nothing wrong about that. I with due respect to that profession, to that organization, and it's my individualistic aspiration and my career, interest, that I figured out that I really didn't want to. After 5 years or 10 years, I really didn't want to spend my entire life in dirtying my hands and doing those instrumentation role, and decided that I should do my MBA. That's when I gave my CAT, MAT, and other examinations, and finally landed up Finally, I land in my MBA. So again, I was the first one to do engineering degree in my entire family and circle. I was the first one again to do an MBA, that too with Ohio University back in the US. All the faculties come down and teach us, and it was a complete US program, a full-time program. And I was the first one, very excited. My family was very excited. Took loan again. First time we sold the land. Second time, I was not interested to work and make money, but then I decided that I will grow, and then I decided to do my MBA and took a loan because my dad said that if this is what you want to do, I can help you with an education loan, and we took that, and I landed up in my MBA seat. So when I graduated out of my MBA, right, two things happened. Again, one good and one bad. So let me talk about the bad thing first. Year 2009 was a year of Great Recession. Even experienced folks were not getting jobs. I was just a fresh graduate out there with probably a year or little more than a year of experience, 1.5 years of experience with two companies, paper plant, and then selling credit cards. And where do I look up to? Because everywhere there is no hiring and there is only firing back then in 2009. The good thing was I was one of the few, and I managed to get a campus placement, right? I should definitely mention my mentor's name here. His name is Mr. Govind Babu. I did my internship with him during my MBA days. So he trained me, he coached me on various dimensions. Still, he coaches me, he mentors me on various aspects of life. But he was the one who was like the backbone for me to help me understand where the industry is going and how to position myself and all of that. He was there for me at that point of time, right? But when I passed out of my engineering, there was no one who could tell me where the industry is heading to, no career clarity and nothing. So yes, after my MBA, I took up the campus job that I got, and then again, no career clarity. I just took up what came my way because recession, and then I was just, I served that company, the campus placement that I had for about 9-10 months, little less than a year. I was a top performer there. The marketing role, covering Europe region back then in 2009-10, and then from my journey from there till here, right? So I would classify it as 3 buckets. One is a short stint, one is a medium stint, and the other one I would call it a long stint. So I joined the Singapore company and started selling IT services. Just because this was a India job, and though campus and all of that, market was pretty stable, and then Singapore was an excitement for me. No clarity for me, but then it's just that Singapore was attractive, so I jumped into that particular company, and I went ahead and took up that role, and so I served there for about a couple of years. I realized that the bread and butter of IT services business back then is relationship, the client-customer relationship, the account management that you do. And then slowly I also did my medium stint of staff augmentation or recruitment, business development activities for a large staffing firm back here in India. I was successful there. I had acquired new clients. I had also grown the relationship, managed multiple accounts, hired hundreds of people, managed about 2-digit recruiting folks as my team members. And then I realized I spent about medium stint about 3-4 years there. I realized that the bread and butter of this business is identifying the right talent for the right opportunity. I started training my team on that, and that's when my long stint comes. So from being a service provider, selling recruitment services, I jumped to the other side of the table. Where I'm hiring, and these people are selling to me, and I'm a buyer, right? So from being a seller, I turned to a buyer, right? So I became a talent acquisition professional, and I have done all pieces of talent, including or not limiting to talent branding, to talent attraction, talent pipelining, talent engagement, and also campus placements. Though I'm not from IITs and IITs, I have visited IITs and IITs, hired from those campuses, including the IIMs, ISBs. I have hired from them. So this has been my long stint, and with the long stint, I really enjoyed that. Talent acquisition is my forte. I had been doing HR talent acquisition for about 6+ years now, and covering global regions, not just India, but then I've been hiring for senior leadership across Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and Korea. I've been heading talent function for these countries, and also pieces of Middle East. So I really enjoyed doing the role. I really was happy and contented. I felt that I'm aligned with what I'm aspiring to do, and I really enjoyed my stint as a global talent acquisition professional. So being in the global talent acquisition space, right? So my USPs are, right? So my USPs are, I have won a couple of outbound hiring champion awards. I've been featured at LinkedIn offices multiple times, and done a couple of working sessions for them at LinkedIn office. I'm also well connected with the TA leaders. When I say TA, the talent acquisition or recruiting leaders across the country. So we have a closed group, and if you could see here, the TA dialogues, which is a TA golf treat, which is organized by People Consulting, where we do we gather for golf retreat, and we brainstorm and we debate on a lot of topics, which includes but not limited to the talent supply gap, and what is that they're looking in youth talent to become a future ready workforce, and also the current challenges, the operational challenges that we face, and all of that. Right. So this has been my USPs. So I can really look at leveraging my industry experience and my hiring experience and my connections in the corporate talent acquisition space. You name any company, large companies, I would be some way or the other way connected to those talent acquisition leaders through my channel or mediums. And we resonate because we had been in the same hiring space, and we help each other in our challenges that we come across. Right. So this has been my USPs. So in my present role, I primarily do two things. As you could see, the various stints that I have taken, right from selling credit cards to working in a paper manufacturing plant, and then working in an IT services company, and then selling recruitment services for about 4 years, and then doing a global talent acquisition role for about 5+ years, right? And then now what do I do? So in my present role, currently I work with a company called Entamo, which stands for Enterprises of Tomorrow. This is a business-facing role that I do currently. It's a business-facing role. And here we primarily have 3 solutions or 3 offerings catering to the HR. So when I say business, I'm responsible for growth, revenue growth. I'm responsible for new accounts, new markets, etc. So in this, we offer or we help large organizations and government organizations primarily with 3 different offerings, primarily targeting the HR and also the strategy teams. So we help with the modernized performance management solutions powered by augmented analytics, which is again one of the future trend. We also offer them hyper-personalized learning journeys based on their skill gap analysis powered by artificial intelligence and machine learning. And thirdly, we also offer career recommendations for their employees based on their individual role aspirations, etc. Again, powered by AI and ML. So this is what I do at my current role with Enterprises of Tomorrow. And the second thing that I do is I help students. I help youth talents and early career professionals through my community called Job Readiness Hub. So this is the second thing that I do. This is more of a service that I do because I want to truly help students. The reason why I'm in the career space today is because I want to truly help students to attain their career niche clarity and to thrive in the future of work with the trending skills. So at Job Readiness Hub and this community, I help students, I help parents, and I also help colleges or institutions. So the way I help students is I help them to attain career niche clarity with the trending skills to thrive in the future of work. I help them to future-proof their career with the industry trends. I also help them with some insights to the future of work. I also help them or assist them on gigs, internships, projects, to the USPs that we just saw that through my connections and my network. So I help the community with my personal connections of industry talent acquisition and recruitment and business leaders who help in internships, assistants, and gig projects, placements, and all of that. But this is purely for the community members. So if you're not a part of my community, make sure that you do two things. Number one, subscribe. Number two, be a part of my Facebook VIP group where you get flash insights on everything that we're speaking about. And I also help students in their journey to attain job readiness. I also help students to attain their career niche clarity. We also do a 30-day challenge for students to help them come up with their career niche clarity, understanding the industrial revolutions, understanding where they belong to, what is happening around them, and how is the future of work looking like, and all of that. Second thing, that my community, when I say my community, Job Readiness Hub as a community that we drive is, it's also powered by volunteers and industry leaders and mentors. So the second thing that we drive through our Job Readiness Hub community is we help parents. We help parents make them feel proud about their kids. We also help students to get a good job, which will eventually lead in a good marriage prospects. Also help colleges and institutions. And I help youth talents to attain job readiness and to become tomorrow's workforce. So in that way, I also give a lot of guest lectures and I do a lot of sessions with colleges, universities, etc. I also do all of this these days. It's all online, but I also do physical visiting faculties and all of that. So this is how I help the three audience: so students, the parents, and the colleges and the community here. It's purely community driven. So if you want to know more of what we do at Job Readiness Hub and what do we do to future-proof youth's career today, make sure that you subscribe and you become a part of my VIP group, Facebook VIP group. Only then you will get instant flash updates on whatever we post and what things are happening around us. And look forward. I wish you a very successful career in all your career aspirations. Stay tuned.